Have you ever looked at your CRM and wondered why a lead with a perfect 100 score hasn't picked up the phone in 3 weeks? Or perhaps you've seen your sales team ignore a low-score lead that eventually signed a massive contract with your biggest competitor. Do you know why? Static lead scoring is a recipe for bankruptcy. You're just guessing. AI knows the truth. Behavior beats titles. If these scenarios sound familiar, you aren't alone. For decades, we have relied on a static point system to determine who is ready to buy. We gave 5 points for an email open, 10 points for a white paper download, and maybe 20 points for attending a webinar. Today, these numbers are often just noise. Is a white paper download actually a signal of intent, or is it just someone doing a bit of casual research for a college paper? Is a VP of sales always a better lead than a manager, even if the manager is the one actually evaluating software for their team right now? The traditional marketing qualified lead, MQL, is reaching its expiration date. To stay ahead, businesses are moving toward AI-powered lead scoring. This shift moves us away from rigid, manual rules and into a world of machine learning that identifies ready-to-buy behavior patterns before a human even picks up the phone. Why the traditional point system is failing. To understand why we need AI in sales, we first have to admit that the old way is broken. Traditional lead scoring is a bit like a recipe that never changes, even when the ingredients do. It relies on firmographic data, things like job title, company size, and industry. While these are important, they don't tell the whole story. The biggest issue is that the buyer's journey has changed. Modern B2B buyers spend a massive amount of time in the dark funnel. This is the research phase that happens on social media, in private Slack communities, or on third-party review sites. By the time they fill out a form on your website, they are already 70% of the way through their decision-making process. If your system only awards points for visible actions on your own website, you are missing the most important parts of the journey. Furthermore, human-led teams struggle with the speed-to-lead trap. Consider this: the 10x drop. Recent analysis confirms that lead qualification success drops 10x when your response time exceeds 5 minutes. The 21x multiplier. Leads contacted within 5 minutes are 21x more likely to enter the sales pipeline compared to those contacted after 30 minutes. The 100x advantage. The odds of simply making contact, getting them to pick up the phone or reply, are 100x greater if attempted within that 5-minute window. However, when sales reps have to manually sift through hundreds of scored leads to find the gems, that 5-minute window vanishes. Currently, sales reps spend nearly 60% of their time on non-selling activities. They are acting as filters rather than closers. This inefficiency is why a staggering 84% of businesses struggle to convert MQLs to SQLs. We are celebrating leads that aren't actually ready to buy, and it's costing us revenue. What exactly is AI-powered lead scoring? When we talk about AI-powered lead scoring, we are talking about moving from if-this-then-that logic to predictive modeling. Instead of a marketer guessing that a pricing page visit is worth 20 points, a machine learning model looks at years of your historical data. It identifies the exact sequence of events that led to a past sale. AI doesn't just look at one action, it considers the relationships between actions. For example, a traditional system might see 2 people who both downloaded a case study and give them both 10 points. An AI system, however, sees that person A downloaded the case study after visiting your About Us page. Person B downloaded it after visiting the integrations and pricing pages 3 times in 2 days. Which one is closer to a purchase? The AI knows the answer. In fact, behavioral data has been shown to be 3x more predictive of conversion than traditional demographic data. By using AI-powered lead scoring, you can turn your CRM into a living, breathing entity. It learns from every win and every loss. If a certain type of lead starts closing faster, the AI automatically boosts the scores of similar prospects in real time. This isn't just automation, it's intelligence. The ROI of precision, why accuracy matters. Why should you bother making the switch? The most direct answer is the bottom line. Organizations that successfully implement AI for lead generation and scoring report a 50% increase in sales-ready leads. When your sales team receives only high-probability leads, Their morale rises and their busy work decreases. This precision allows for a significantly shorter sales cycle. In many cases, automated qualification and predictive scoring have been shown to shave 11 days off the average sales cycle. Think about what your team could do with an extra 11 days per deal. They could focus on account-based marketing for high-value targets, or they could spend more time nurturing long-term relationships. Furthermore, AI-enabled sales teams are 1.4x more likely to increase their headcount. This might seem counterintuitive. Doesn't AI replace people? No, AI makes growth predictable. When a business knows exactly how many leads it needs to generate a specific amount of revenue, it can invest in its people with confidence. Moving beyond the ready-to-buy pattern. How does AI actually identify these patterns? It uses what we call contextual intelligence. Imagine a prospect named Sarah. In a traditional system, Sarah gets points for being a director of IT at a mid-sized company. But the AI looks deeper. It sees that Sarah's company just hired 3 new developers who specialize in a language your software supports. It sees that Sarah recently viewed a LinkedIn post about a problem your product solves. The AI connects these dots. It recognizes a ready-to-buy pattern that a human would never see without hours of manual research. This level of insight enables intent-based enrollment. Instead of waiting for Sarah to fill out a Contact Us form, an AI agent can flag her as a high-priority target right now. This is the shift from being reactive to being proactive. Instead of waiting for the lead to come to you, you are meeting them exactly where they are in their journey. This is why companies using these advanced methods see engagement rates as high as 45%, while the industry average for traditional outreach sits around a measly 12%. The new role of the marketer, architect of intent. If AI is doing the scoring and pattern identification, what is left for the marketing team to do? This is where it gets exciting. In the old world, marketers were lead aggregators. Their job was to get as many names into the database as possible to satisfy the sales team's hunger for volume. In the AI-driven world, marketers become architects of intent. Your job shifts from managing spreadsheets to defining the strategy. You decide which data points matter most. You craft the high-value content that the AI uses to bait the hook. You analyze the patterns the AI discovers to refine your overall brand message. It is also about maintaining the human-in-the-loop model. Currently, 45% of teams are already using a hybrid model where AI handles the heavy lifting of research and initial outreach, while humans step in for nuanced, high-stakes conversations. The AI isn't there to take over the relationship. It's there to make sure you're spending your time on the right relationships. It removes the friction of cold calling and replaces it with informed calling. Overcoming the trust gap. It's natural to feel a bit of hesitation. After all, AI can feel like a black box. How do you know it's making the right choices? The key is data integrity. An AI model is only as good as the CRM data it lives on. If your database is full of duplicates and outdated information, the AI will struggle. This is why the first step to AI-powered lead scoring is always a thorough data audit. Start by cleaning your CRM. Remove the testtest.com emails. Standardize your industry fields. Once your data is clean, you can begin to define your ideal customer profile, ICP, with extreme clarity. Many leaders worry about the safety of generative AI. While 91% of marketers use AI, the share who can actually prove ROI dropped from 49% to 41% in the last year, proving that most are just busy with AI, not effective. Then there's the secret use of AI. 63% of AI practitioners admit to using AI tools without formal company approval, creating a massive shadow AI security risk. We highlight this to show that there's a right way and a wrong way to use AI. Mitigating that trust gap is simple. The answer is to use platforms that prioritize security and transparency, such as HubSpot Breeze. These tools are designed to work within your existing ecosystem, providing insights without compromising your data privacy. Transforming sales with predictive analytics. Let's look at a real-world example of how this works in practice. Imagine a software-as-a-service SaaS company that sells project management tools. Under their old point system, any manager who downloaded their guide to productivity got 15 points. They ended up with thousands of leads, But their sales reps were frustrated because 90% of them were just tire kickers with no budget. They switched to an AI-powered lead scoring model. The AI discovered a hidden pattern. Leads who viewed the API documentation and the enterprise security page within the same week had a 70% higher chance of closing than those who just read the blog. The sales team stopped calling everyone who downloaded the guide. Instead, they focused entirely on the API plus security group. The result? Their conversion rate doubled in 3 months, and their cost per acquisition dropped significantly. This is the power of predictive analytics. It tells you where the gold is, so you don't have to dig up the whole field. Is your team ready for the shift? As we move further into the year and start planning for the next, the question isn't if you will use AI in sales, but how well you will use it. The gap between companies that use predictive models and those that rely on manual methods is widening every day. If you're still using a static point system, ask yourself these 3 questions. Do my sales reps trust the leads they are getting from marketing? Can I predict my revenue for next quarter with more than 80% accuracy? Is my team spending more than 2 hours a day on manual research? If the answer to any of these is no, or yes for the last one, it is time to evolve. The transition to an AI-led model might feel daunting, but it is the only way to build a sustainable, predictable revenue engine in a world where buyers are more informed and more elusive than ever before. By embracing AI-powered lead scoring, you aren't just buying a new tool, you are adopting a new philosophy of growth. You are choosing quality over quantity. You are choosing data over guesses. And most importantly, you are choosing to put your people in a position to succeed. The future of growth is intelligent. The end of the traditional MQL isn't something to mourn. It is an opportunity to do better for our customers and our teams. When we move beyond the point system, we stop treating prospects like numbers on a spreadsheet and start treating them like people with specific needs and timelines. At Aspiration Marketing, we believe that the most successful companies of the future will be those that marry human creativity with machine precision. We don't just talk about the latest trends, we help businesses implement applied AI at scale. Whether you need to optimize your HubSpot portal or deploy autonomous agents like HubSpot Breeze Prospecting Agent, our goal is to help you build a predictable revenue engine. The math is clear. Companies that adopt these AI-driven strategies see 20 to 30% higher ROI than those that stick to traditional methods. If you're ready to stop chasing low-quality leads and start building a pipeline on autopilot, we're here to help you navigate the journey. Are you ready to see what's beyond the point system? Let's talk about how your team can leverage the power of AI to transform your sales and marketing results today. Together, we can turn your CRM from a static database into a dynamic engine of growth.